In today's video, I'm going to be walking you through a 15-minute arm workout that only requires one piece of equipment, a resistance band. Resistance bands are great for something like an arm workout where the load is typically less and they're super inexpensive and very portable. You can throw these in your bag, do this workout on vacation, when you're traveling, whenever. We're going to be doing 5 exercises. For each exercise, we're going to be doing 2 reps. We're going to be doing between 10 and 15 reps on each set. You don't need to get the same amount of reps on each set, but go to a rep count where you feel like you have about 1 or 2 quality reps left, and that will be your set. So let's jump into it. Our first exercise is going to be a lateral raise, which is going to target your lateral delt muscles. And here are a couple tips I want you to think about while performing this exercise. 1 is to always keep your arms straight. 2 is I want you to go really slow on the descent portion of each rep. And 3, I want you to end each rep at parallel or above. So let's get set up for the exercise. We're going to take our resistance band, and whatever arm you're going to do, I'm going to use the left arm, for example. I'm going to put the band under my right foot. Okay, grip with your left arm, and what I want you to think about for each rep is your pinky drawing a semicircle, and you're tracing that same line back and forth. So let's try a couple reps. So left arm, I even sometimes put my pinky out just to remind myself to really think about that motor pattern of drawing the semicircle. So again, we're going to go up. I like to go all the way up for the range of motion and slow on the way down. Up. Again, going slow. Increase that time under tension for your muscle. We'll do a couple more. If you only can go right here to parallel, that's totally fine. Just make sure you're going slow on the way down. Maybe one more. And back down. Okay, perfect. So what you'll want to do is you'll want to repeat that on the opposite arm, and then take a break and do your second set with each arm, and we'll move on to our next exercise. Exercise number 2, which is our second delt exercise of the workout, is going to be a face pull, which is going to target the rear delt. So we just did the lateral delt, now we're going to do the rear delt. So let's get set up for the face pull. You're going to take your resistance band and you're going to anchor it to something. For example, I have a squat rack here. You're going to want to anchor it somewhere around the height of your face, because we're going to be pulling the band into the area around our mouth. So for this, I'll step out a little bit so I can get a little bit better of a stretch. You'll grip the band with both hands, and you're not just going to pull in towards the mouth. That's not really going to do anything. What I want you to think about is opening cabinet doors. Cabinet doors are on hinges, and as you pull, they get further apart. So I want you to think about that opening motion when you pull back. Really pull back, and you're going to feel those rear delts. And then as you come in, go slow, and if you can get a really big stretch with the band, allow that upper back to round a little bit. So you're going to get that stretch, and then pull back in. So down, round, and pull into towards the mouth, opening those cabinet doors. Okay. So perform this with both hands. So you can finish up that first set, do your second set, and then we're going to move on to triceps. For our first tricep exercise, we're going to be doing a tricep overhead, which is really going to focus on that stretch position for our triceps. So how do you get set up for this? You're going to take your band, you're going to put one foot in front of the other. For example, I'm going to put my left foot back, which means I'm going to be performing the exercise with my left arm. By moving your foot back, you're going to get a little bit more of a stretch with the band, which is great for any exercise. So now that we have the band behind our foot, we're going to get the band in a position like we're going to be throwing a ball. Again, elbow forward, hand back. This is our starting position. And then for each rep, you want to keep the shoulder very stable. We're just hinging with the elbow. And so like you're throwing a ball up, and then you're going to let it come down slow. Again, stretch position. So try to reach your hand to your shoulder if you can, or as far back as you can as you feel that stretch, and then forward. We'll do a couple more reps. All the way back, feel the stretch. Forward, Let's do one more. Perfect. Okay. Again, you're going to be using one arm for this, so you're going to want to switch to the other side, finish that first set, and then repeat for the second rep, for the second set. And now we're going to jump into our second tricep exercise. Our second tricep exercise is going to be a tricep kickback. So in the overhead, we were really focusing on that stretch position. And for the kickback, we're really going to be focusing on that contraction position. So this is going to be very similar to a face pull in your setup where you're going to anchor it to something. However, it is going to be set up a little bit lower than the face pull. So with the face pull, we were up around our face. Here you're going to be somewhere around hip height in your setup. You can grip it in the band. I usually, for this exercise, like to just grip the whole band. And for this, you can place a hand on your anchor. You're going to want to bend over. And again, we're going to be focusing on the contraction position as you pull back. Feel that tricep, and then very slowly in. Again, just hinging at the elbow. Hinging at the elbow. We don't want to move anything else. And really feel the contraction. Let it sit there for a second. Come back in. Contract. Hold for a second. Come back in. We'll do one more. And in. Awesome. Repeat again with that second arm. Take a second. Finish that second set. And we're going to move on to our last exercise, which is going to be the bicep curl. Our last exercise is the bicep curl. To perform the bicep curl, we use both arms at the same time. The band will go under both feet. And for this, you're going to let the band rest in your hands. Not too tight of a grip so that you're not really using the forearms as much. Again, we're trying to target the bicep. And before we start, I want you to push your elbows forward and be in that full arm extension position. And this is where we want to end each time. Elbows forward, arms fully extended. So from here, I'm even keeping my hands open again so that I'm not really gripping the band very hard. And you're just going to pull in to curl. Slow on the way down, let the bicep stretch. In. Keeping those elbows forward the whole time. Again, just hinging. Do two more. One. And two. And down. Awesome. So that is our workout. Again, a super minimal, easy workout that just requires a resistance band. But before we go, if you're going to come back to this workout, don't just come back to it and do it the same way that we did it today. Again, for today, we did 2 sets, 10 to 15 reps. If you're going to come back to this, here's what I would recommend. Either add reps to each of your set. So let's say for something like the bicep curl, you were getting maybe 12 reps on each. Try to aim for 13 or 14 reps. You can add a set to really increase that volume that you're doing. Or if you're starting to push the 15 rep, especially if you're pushing the 20 rep mark on these exercises, it's probably a good idea that you're upping the resistance. So if you've gotten to 2, 3, 4 sets, you're hitting that 20 rep mark pretty easy, and feel like there's more in the tank, then get a higher resistance band, drop back down to maybe the 2 set, lower 10 to 15 range, and then build up from there. Okay? Have a great day.